Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with another live player ratings video. Make sure if you are joining us live in the studio that you get your comments in. Make sure you get your score predictions in, all that good stuff. Not your score predictions, your player ratings in, all that good stuff. Drop a like on the video if you're watching this later. Make sure you subscribe also if you are new. We're very close to 850, so hopefully we can achieve that in the near future. As always, if you are watching this after on repeat, make sure you just let us know your thoughts on the play ratings that we've given, if you agree or disagree with anything Wassa said. And also let us know who your man of the match was in the comment section. No, let's get started. As always, I'm joined by Adam and Was. How we doing, boys?
Not bad, not bad.
Yes, good to have you back on. Obviously, you know, it's been a while since we've seen you. A whole 5 minutes and all that good stuff. But listen, we are back getting play ratings in. As always, we're going to go through every single player, the substitutes, and of course, the manager himself, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We'll start with David De Gea first and foremost. I'll start it off because I feel like this is a pretty straightforward one. I'm just going to give him a standard 6, which is average score. Don't think he did anything negatively, or he didn't really do anything much in general. I don't recall him making a save. By all means, I might be wrong. Probably made one. I generally don't remember him making a save. Yeah, so I'm going to give him a 6. I'm not going to mark him down. His kicking was really good. I think Jem said it on a previous video, and I laughed at him. But to be fair, his distribution has been really good since that video. So fair play to De Gea. He's improved on that sense. Adam, thoughts on De Gea?
Again, you start with a 6 and you go up and down. You can't do that for De Gea. You can't go up or down. Yeah, it has to be a solid 6. There's literally nothing else you can give because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, we got Sammy in the comments, or Harris, I'm not sure who's on the card, saying, yes, lads, make sure you get your score predictions in, Sammy. I will put him on the screen. What's coming to you? What's your rating for De Gea? He's probably going to give an 8 or something.
No, I'm calm today. Yeah, 6. But the good thing he did shout out his defense a couple of times. There's a few moments where he went barked at his defense, which I'd love to see from any goalkeeper, United keeper. So yeah, I agree with you guys. 6.
All right, Wes, we're gonna stay with you. We're gonna go to Wan-Bissaka.
Oh,
what's your rating for Wan-Bissaka?
Oh man, I'm gonna give him a 9. He was just so good, so good, and he's back to his best as well. You know, like making all those tackles, sliding, Spider-Man-esque.
Yeah.
There was anything down his side. Usually, there's like the last couple of games, there's been a couple of threats and stuff. Like they've been targeting him basically. But today, back to his normal, usual self. Normal service resumes with him. So he's really, really good. Like he was attacking wise, he was all right. Tried to make a couple of runs, giving goals. But he didn't have his mate Greenwood there, and so he couldn't really do it with Mata. So yeah, 9, solid 9, man. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Right. Okay, Adam, I'm judging by your reaction, you probably don't agree with that. What have you gone for?
No, it's just like this guy's giving him a 9 today, right? But against PSG, he probably gave him like a 6. I don't understand. But I gave him. I don't know what he gave. What did he give?
I think it
was it.
I think he gave it.
I'm just guessing.
I'm consistent. You must have the wrong guy, Adam. I'm consistent, bro.
Was a different ball person. I don't. Anyway, I gave him an 8 today, and that was my man of the match, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think he had to do doubly up top because what's his name? Old guy. I forgot his name. What's his name? Winger. Mata didn't do anything.
You said a bold guy, didn't you?
The old guy. We're not talking about Was. Come on, we're talking about Mata. Honestly, right?
I don't know what hearing is in the game.
You're being taunted here. Can you give me a rating after this or something?
And he was absolutely solid in defense as well. So he's my man of the match with an 8.
Right, we've got a comment here saying it should have been 1-0 to Chelsea. They didn't give the pen to Aspie, brother. Oh, it's Cypher again, the Arsenal fan with the Aubameyang picture. Bro, we've just done the match reaction. Obviously, we spoke about that, and we all said that it should have been a penalty. So there's no
was a penalty
with that at all. I completely agree. I'm not going to say it should have been 1-0 to Chelsea, but that should have been a penalty, yeah. But why do you give a shit? You're an Arsenal fan. So why are you so anyways, these Arsenal fans seem to hate us more than Chelsea, which is weird. But anyways, moving on. For me personally, Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was fantastic, but going forward, he's just not done enough. for me personally. So I can't give him higher than 8. I think defensively he was fantastic, practically flawless defensively. But he's just got to do a bit more going forward, man. Just he's got into good positions. That last ball, it has to just be a bit more quality. However, you know, he still had a really good game, so I can't knock him 8. So brilliant rating. All right, stay with me. Victor Lindelof. Does Victor Lindelof play on the right or left? I think he played on the left, didn't he?
Right.
With right hand side with Aaron Wan-Bissaka,
yeah. So Lindelof for me, I'm gonna give him a 9. It was my man of the match. Obviously, I've given Wan-Bissaka an 8. Defensively, I think Lindelof was absolutely outstanding. Because for me personally, I wasn't expecting a performance of that quality from him. He didn't put a foot wrong. He pocketed Werner for me, who was a quality player. I was really worried with a few sort of deliveries from Reece James, but Lindelof dealt with them every single time. I thought the defense had a faultless game. You can't not give him a high rating because they didn't have any chances really. So that was down to just the way we read the game really. So for me personally, I'm going to give him a 9. I think that might be a bit strong, but I've kind of factored in what I was expecting from him as well. Adam, we'll come to you. What are your thoughts?
I've gone 7 for Lindelof. I think he had a good game, but I don't think he was good as Aaron Wan-Bissaka because the defensive partnership didn't have much to do as the wingers did because they had to defend and also go forward and join in with the attacks. So I've gone 7, but I do agree with what you're saying.
That's well.
It's 7 because I've given Aaron Wan-Bissaka an 8. And he's my man of the match.
Yeah, but you couldn't give Lindelof an 8 as well. You can still have man of the match for Wan-Bissaka, but 7 is very hard. I'll give him a 9.
I'm going to give Adam a 5. Below average. Can we rate each other at the end of this?
No. But my reason, listen though, right? I don't think Chelsea attacked enough to like worry Maguire and Shaw to the level that other teams will, and test them to the other teams' level. I agree that they dealt with what came, but whereas Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka had to go forward and do it in the other end, do the business in the other end as well as defending. And I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka did that perfectly, which is why I did 8. I have no problem with giving Lindelof an 8 as well.
No,
it's just because I've given Aaron Wan-Bissaka an 8, I've put Lindelof down as a 7.
But that's fair enough. What have you gone for? So obviously I went for a 9. He went for 7. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. We don't do 0.5s in it, so I'm going to give him a 9 as well. Same as Wan-Bissaka, both get 9. But I think Lindelof just edges it for me because he was so commanding. He was almost like a captain today. Like, you didn't notice Maguire as much because he was just calling the shots, all the tempo, everything going through. There's that crazy run in the second half where he just went through a couple of their attackers and he just kind of pieced through their defense kind of thing. And you can tell he wanted something to happen and he was fizzing that ball around. And also, I've just noticed one thing. Him and Maguire, they both have to step their game up, and they have today because obviously Tuanzebe's back. And you can tell after that game, they have to up their game. There's no flipping choice. Maguire could get dropped or Lindelof can get dropped. We'll see who part as Tuanzebe. You know, that's the thing going forward. Obviously, we don't get any injuries and that. So, yeah, 100% my man of match as well. Like you said, your man of match. He's definitely my man of match with 9 as well, same as Wan-Bissaka, but he just edges it.
Yeah, no, the reason I've given him a 9 is because I just thought he was fantastic in everything he did today. Even that run that you mentioned, there was one. I didn't remember he said, "Oh well, Lindelof that's what they call him, the Iceman." There was like a couple of incidents that he was really calm under pressure, but people were pressing him and he kept the ball as well really well. So fair play to him. You know, you got to give credit where it's due. Obviously, if Kojo was here, he'd be pissing himself laughing because he hates the defenders. But it's very shout out to you, Kojo, my G. The gunman didn't strike today, but he'll come good. He'll come correct soon. But anyways, let's move on to the other centre back, Maguire. We'll start with you this time. What is your rating for Maguire?
I'll give Maguire. He didn't have much to do, but I'm going to give him I'll give him an 8 because everyone at the back line was really good. I can't give him less. I can't give him 7. I think definitely deserves an 8. There was a couple of challenges where he came in and he kind of dealt with it in the air and that he was like a threat, you know, at the back. That stupid flipping penalty that should have been a penalty. That was all from him. So actually, you know what? I'm after marking down for that. I'm going to give him a 7. Sorry about that. I'm gonna knock it down because that should have been a pen. Just so that is a penalty. So other than that, there was no threat. There was no threat. So like Adam said, there's not much of a challenge. Like But I don't know. Maybe the guys in front of him did really well, so to nullify that. So, or Chelsea just wanted to play for a draw. It's one of those weird ones, isn't it? So yeah, 8. I mean, sorry, 7. 7. I'm marking down. 7.
All right, Adam, what are you going for?
When I was thinking about it, I did write 7 first, but then I remembered the headlock and I put him down to a 6 because of that. Otherwise, he had a good game and he would have had a 7. But I think you just can't do that in this game, and that would have cost us 3 points. So 6.
To be honest, I was going to give him an 8, but I've knocked it down to 7 because of that as a penalty. Arguably a 6 because, of course, if he gives a penalty away, then he's on a mare, hasn't he? He's got away with murder there. Apart from that, he didn't really put a foot wrong. He, read the game really well. Chelsea were trying to play the ball in behind a lot, and Maguire, Lindelof both did really well to nullify that ball over the top. So yeah, so I'll give him a 7. He got away with one today. Definitely a penalty for all of us. Anyways, moving on to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's been absolutely blasted on Twitter after that performance. Blasted. A lot of people are criticising him. A lot of people saying he shouldn't play left back again, etc. And I don't think he was that bad. I think going forward, he does frustrate me. He definitely needs to do more. He had moments where he was good, but he's just not good enough. Like, I marked Wan-Bissaka down, but Wan-Bissaka was so good defensively. I gave him the rating I gave him. So I'm going to give Luke Shaw a 6. I think going forward, he needs to offer way more, especially with Tellers there now as well. We've got that option with someone who can actually cross the ball. The same as Wan-Bissaka, they just don't put any quality into the box at all. So, so for me personally, I'm going to give him a 6. Adam, what have you given him?
I've got 6 as well because Tellez is just better than him, isn't he? Simple as that. Tellez should have started. Tellez should have paid. So I've just given him a 6 because, he hasn't got beat in terms of they've scored, but I feel like James, Reece James on there, did him like a couple of times and got some quality crosses into the box, and you don't see Shaw doing that on the other end.
You can't cross to save his life. You really can't. What are you giving Shaw?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with what you guys have said. I think 6 is fair. Even that seems a bit. He didn't do anything like crazy wrong, but then again, like we keep on defending him, like saying that, you know what I mean, give him time. But there was nothing even usually good with Rashford, but there's none of that today as well. Maybe because Rashford was playing more centrally, I don't know. But yeah, there's a couple, like you got Cavani in the box now, yeah? You got Cavani there, and he can flip and head of the ball. You want deliveries into the box, so he's not doing that enough. And when he does do it, something does happen. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's so rarely the players don't even expect it, so they don't even dare half the splits. Yeah. There's one day he actually put a good ball into the box, and Bruno looked at him like, "Wow, you can actually cross it." Like
it's unpredictable. It's unpredictable.
Bruno didn't run into the box because he did not expect him to put a ball.
This is the thing.
That's the problem. If you've got Tellez there, they will make them runs because they're expecting the ball to come in. Whereas with Shaw, it's catch-22. You don't know you don't know what he's going to do, so you don't know what to do with your runs.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I'm also interested. Sorry, I've just one quick question: is why that Realist AC is angry in the chat? He's fuming. I just want to know why. Can you comment again, please?
That's the ad to the homie. I am angry. I want my opinion to be nice. I'm fuming. Anyways, let's move on to the midfield because we've done 14 minutes and we've not even got halfway through the team yet. So I'm trying to think who played. Oh yeah, Fred McTominay and Bruno Fernandes. Start with Fred. I think very wasteful on the ball, but defensively I thought it was brilliant. In terms of his ball retention, similar to the PSG game, he won the ball back a lot, but because he kept losing it, he was pissing me off. And I just think he was having too many touches on the ball. So I'm gonna say 7 today. Probably an 8, but I just think for me personally, because it was frustrating me a lot in terms of how much he was losing the ball. But overall, defensively, it was brilliant. So I'm gonna give him a 7, just a bit above average. Adam, thoughts?
Yeah, I put 7 for that defensive performance. Basically, I saw it, I heard it. Frustrated you, frustrated me as well with his passing. But come on, when you're getting yourself around like that and you're putting that defensive performance in, and you're making yourself massive for such a little guy as well, he was good. He was good. So 7.
Say no more. What's thoughts?
Yeah, you guys know. The first half, I was kind of pissed off with him because he's just losing the ball. He gets it back and all that, does all the right thing, and then gives it back to him. But he's just such a funny player to watch, man. But another thing, you forget that the Kante was on the pitch as well. He actually looked better than Kante.
Yeah, he was better.
Yeah, he looked better. For me, he looked better than Kante. That's saying something. People say should have got Kante this summer, but no. I think Fred can easily do that role. But to his standards, especially what we saw with PSG, I don't know if it's like a bit of fatigue because I think a lot of players put a lot of effort and emotion into that game as well. But second half, he looked better. So yeah, 6 is a fair score for him. I think I won't go higher than that. 6.
I think 6 is very harsh, to be honest.
No, I think
but he did lose the ball a lot.
High standards for Fred. So I'm going to give him. I think he was average because the first half knocked him down to. For me, it was like a 4. That's how bad it was because he was getting the ball every single time, and then obviously he pulled it up second half. So 6. That's about right for me. I think. I'm going to give him 8 higher than that. Okay.
Do you class Fred as a starter now, Lass? If you're giving him a 6 for that, what he did today?
I don't care. Okay.
Right, anyways,
I've got high standards for the guy.
Right. Okay, sticking to McTominay. Basketball, give him McTominay.
McTominay. Actually, no. I originally said he was better, isn't it? So I'm gonna give him a 6 as well. Because he was like a flat 6 rather than he did have like a crap first half or a better second half. He was just like just all those flat lines kind of thing.
Yes.
So yeah, he was definitely up for us.
Yes. What's going on, man? You man, good. Bless.
Yeah, not too bad. Just off it through the player ratings, brother. We're just on McTominay and Fred. What would you give him, Fred and McTominay, for the player ratings?
I thought they were both decent. They kept Chelsea. It's very quiet actually, so I think you have to give them both 7s. To be honest, that's me though, isn't it? But you say they weren't good in the transition. Yeah, I go 6. Yeah, 7s in it.
I give them both 6s, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Either or in it. 6.5s. There we go. Right down the middle. That's what I would say.
Yeah, no, I think for me personally, they're just frustrating, man. They just pass the ball a bit too much, man. Both of them. It's just, it's just constant, like what said, like Fred wins the ball about 90 times, and he passes it away about at least 60 times so he can win it back again. So he's just constantly.
There's a little mini game going on, a little mini game.
I think they're having a competition how many tackles they come back. And when you do those defensive flipping thingies in training, you're like, listen, as soon as you win the ball, give it back to the attackers, and then you have to win it back again. They've been doing it all the time to get a point. But I mean, what have you given him, McTominay? Obviously, we both give Fred a 7. So what's
I give McTominay a 6 because I really think you can put. He's wasteful. He doesn't need to be there. I feel like you can get a more attacking option on instead of him because Fred can do it. Fred can do it himself. So I've given him just a 6, and then Fred I've given a 7.
Right. I think he kind of made a good point, but I'm gonna have to give McTominay a 7. I thought he did all right. I don't think he was nothing special, just a bit above average because he does put himself about. He does win a tackle. So, but I'm just disappointed Pogba didn't come on for him earlier, man. But that's just me. I know you guys. I know there's a lot of you want Man debate to start, so potentially against RB Leipzig we might see that. So yeah, I've gone for 2 7s. Obviously, let us know in the comments what you lot think. Moving on to Bruno Fernandes. You know what? I'm trying to work out what he did today.
There you go. That tells you all you need to know.
I'm just thinking to myself, I don't remember him playing. Like him and Pulisic were just non-existent for most of the game. Flawless, we'll come to you first. What have you given Bruno?
You say it there, like quiet game. Minus the cross for Cavani when Cavani first came on. I think that was it. Like he was quite defenses were on top without doing a whole match review. Defenses were on top. That's why with Fred and McTominay, I was so high because we kept Chelsea completely quiet and they kept us completely quiet. So Bruno, it's tough, man. I hate marking him down because obviously that's my guy in that. But his game, he wasn't good. I think was he below? Yeah, I'd say below average 4. He didn't create nothing.
Bad as well. He wasn't good or bad. He was like a
flat. That's what I'm saying, isn't it? But 5, you kind of start 5, but it's like you weren't really average because you didn't. There wasn't one moment from you where I'm like, one period of play where I'm like, Bruno was on point for this 10 minutes or this 15 minutes. So yeah, I'd say slightly below average, not poor. So I'd give him a 4. That's just me though. All
right, fair enough. What have you gone for? He's gone for a 4.
That's way too low, I think. But I can't disagree as well. I'm gonna say 5. I think just below Fred and McTominay in it, 6s. I think 5. But he didn't do much. But then again, I don't know if the ball was getting played enough to him as well. Do you know what I mean? Enough service from McTominay and Fred.
He had enough touches.
He goes looking for it. He tracks back on that.
I hear you. I'm not going to begrudge a 5. It's close.
I think he was missing Pogba. There was that link or something missing. There's two, like,
when Pogba came on, it definitely improved.
Yeah, that's what it was, I think. Maybe there was too defensive, innit? Two holding players. I don't know.
Yeah. Adam, we've got a 5 and a 4. Adam, what you got? You obviously written something down.
Yeah, this is my problem. This is what I've written down, right? If
man came with notes. My bad. This guy prepped and that. All right, I didn't know this. I respect it.
Right on the wall.
I'm very forgetful, so I got to. No, listen. This is what I said to myself. Right, if Andres Pereira did exactly the same as what Bruno did today, I would have probably given him a 3 or 4. Like it wasn't good, but because it's Bruno, I've written down a 5. But because it's Bruno, and I can't explain why I've given him a 5. But I have. But then if it's Pereira, I give him a 3.
Okay, so
I can't explain it to you. I don't know.
Nah, you just biased, and that's fine. You know what? You're owning your bias. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. I respect that because I do the same thing. You just gotta own your bias. I understand what you mean. If that was Pereira, because if Pereira put in that performance, we'd all be slating him. If Pereira did what Bruno did today, we would be slating him. But because it's Bruno, and it's like, all right, you have money in the bank with us, so to speak, because you've put in so many good performances. It's like, all right, we'll give you a 4. I begrudgingly gave you a 4.
He wasn't that bad as well. Did he even get the ball? That's what I'm trying to say.
He had touches. He did. He was in the area.
He was on the ball. The thing is, he was on the ball, but he didn't do moments of magic with it. He didn't do anything with it, really, apart from obviously the chance that Cavani. But no big chances really were created because there was no creative spark in the team today because defenses were on top, like Flawless said.
They were rushing him though. Him and Mata, they were proper pressing them too.
They pressed well, yeah, but it's kind of like we want you to be offensively good. Right? This is what we count on with Bruno, even when he's played bad in the past. And there's been a couple of games recently, and then he's created something. Even against Brighton, the pass for Rashford when we won in the league, he didn't, and he had the free kick where he scored the own goal as well. He didn't play well in those games, but he had 2 pieces of magic that win us the game, and he scored the penalty.
Fair play.
So it basically overall, I put a 5.
Yeah, okay. I think for me personally, just obviously listen to what you guys have got to say, and I'll be honest with you, I don't remember doing anything in the entire game. Like I'm trying to jog the memory back. I can't remember one thing he's done in the game. I remember one thing actually. It was a mistake. He played the ball through to Cavani, and Cavani was offside because Bruno held the ball for that fucking long. He played him offside. The ref didn't actually give it as well, so we actually got a corner out of it. But there was one that Cavani was running on the shoulder, and he just took too long to pass it to him through. I can't think of anything that he's done attacking. As you guys already mentioned, in general, my criticism of the game is we didn't create enough chances. So obviously, him being one of the most creative players we've got on the pitch, I'm going to have to give him a 4. I can't give him anything higher. Defensively, Chelsea were really good as well. So fair play to them. Because they're part 2 buses, so obviously they're going to do well. But listen, moving on to I think the ratings is just going to go further down now as we got to the front 3. It's Bruno's probably the highest. Left wing for Dan James. I'll start. Oh my God. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to put the Dan James performance on Ali because I think Ali should have not picked him for this game. I don't know why he picked him, but obviously he's on the pitch, so he's got to take control. I don't even know what he did. I genuinely don't know what he did.
Because he had a good game against Newcastle.
I do not remember a single, and I don't want to pick on him, but I don't remember a single thing he's done the game. Like I can't even remember one. Did he even? I don't even know if he touched the ball. I'm gonna give.
No. He did that. Remember when he made the wrong decision? He got in behind, and then he didn't pass to Rashford.
He was 1-on-1. He was 1-on-1 with their right back. I can't remember.
Yeah, he was 1-on-1. Was it Aspilicueta he's 1-on-1 with?
Yeah. And he just ran into him, and go around him.
Yeah, and I'm like, go the other side and just swing your left foot or something like.
This is what I mean.
But he's. It's tough.
For Rashford in the first half, that was one Mata. Bruno passed it to Mata, Mata passed it to Rashford, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that was right. Bruno passed it to Rashford. Bruno passed it to Mata, Mata played it to him across. James, if I've given Bruno a 4, I'm going to have to give James a 2. Honestly, played 55 minutes, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And not to pick on him, but I don't remember him having any impact. Not that anyone did, really, in the final third, but it is what it is. Adam, what have you given James?
I've given him a 3. Just because I gave Bruno a 5, I don't think James did much more, really.
That's why I gave him 2 because I gave Bruno 4.
Yeah, but he was non-existent. I do get what you're saying. James should never have started that game, but he was terrible. It was just terrible.
Oh God, man fully stopped himself. All right, so you've gone for a 4 or 3. Sorry, what have you got for Dan James?
Yeah, I'll give him a 2, man. I'll give him a 2. I don't know much to say about him because he was non-existent. Yeah, bad decision from Ollie on that one. 2.
Okay, Flawless, what are your thoughts then, James?
Yeah, I echo pretty much what all 3 of you have said because he was pretty much non-existent. He got into a couple of positions, a couple of occasions, but minus that was it. Like, I think Ollie expected Chelsea to be more offensive, and that's probably why he picked James, adding on top of his Newcastle performance, and he thought he'd have space. Dan James with no space, he's pretty much ineffective. What can I give him? Yeah, I'd say a 3.
No, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think that's what I mean. I think Ollie kind of just read the room wrong. Chelsea came to play on the counter attack, and he thought it'd be an open game where we can hit him on the break, which is understandable. I do get that logic. But he's just got it wrong, and it basically is what it is, isn't it? Would like to have seen Van der Beek links up over Mata. Yeah, personally, complete. I would have started him over McTominay, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, well, at least Pogba himself. But I suppose it's a learning curve for Ollie, innit? Hopefully, in the next game, he'll mix you up slightly. But anyways, moving on to the right winger, which, of course, is Juan Mata. No, I'm going to let one of you lot start because generally, again, I don't know what you did. So, Adam, you can start. What are you giving him a 4?
Do with it. No, I'm joking. No, he gets a 4. No, because he would get a 3, but he had a shot on target and it forced the keeper to have a save.
It was a good strike.
Legit. That's it. He shouldn't have started as well. Mata's performance is the reason why I gave Aaron Wan-Bissaka man of the match. Whereas Lindelof should have got it, really. That's why. That should says a lot.
All right, fair enough. So you give him a 4. What are you giving to Juan Mata?
I'm going to give him a 5, actually. I don't think he was that bad. Then again, he didn't do anything amazing, but I don't know. It's a good player to have on the pitch. The wrong game, I suppose. Yeah, it is a mistake on Ollie again. Wrong game because they're playing so defensive. It's hard to break them down. I think you need a pace, and I think Rashford looked kind of lost without any other kind of outlet there. So, yeah, 5, just below average. Nothing worse than that, I think. Didn't do amazing.
Didn't you think we needed pace? We had Dan James on the side. He did shit all.
No, pace and purpose, man. Pace and purpose. Because Dan James is purpose. Matt's got a purpose, but he hasn't got the pace in it. So,
all right, Flawless, what have you given Mata?
Juan Mata, he was our biggest threat, which doesn't say much, to be honest, because offensively we weren't good. But he had the shot. Rashford should have scored, and it was Mata who played him in. How many times have we seen players overhit that pass out on? He played that perfectly. That's one thing I do like about Juan Mata. He's very efficient. Like, he takes care with his passing and how much pace he puts on it, and things like that. So I'd give him with the shot and that. I'd give him a 4. I'd give him a 4.
Okay, to be honest, I've given him a 4 because of that. That ball he played to Rashford, he should have got an assist. Really, Rashford should have scored that. I've watched the replay back so many times and hope Rashford watches it back as well. He could have chipped him. He was miles off his line. Like, obviously, I've never seen Rashford chip anyone, to be fair.
I mean, like Cantona-esque goal. That's Cantona.
You asking a lot there, innit?
Yeah, I know Cantona chipped him when he did that turn and he hit the ball, whatever. But I've never seen Rashford chip anyone. I'm just trying to think of it.
It's not in his. It's not in his.
Martial would have tried it. Martial
would have done it. Yeah, that's not in Rashford's nature.
In all the years I've watched Usmaan play, I've never seen him chip as well. I don't.
Oh, shut up!
It just gets a portion of
chipping because I lose the ball and we only got we're on a budget, bro. Oh God! Yeah, I think I suppose he had that shot as well. Mendy did well to save it, so I'm going to give him a 4. Right, moving on to Rashford himself. Flawless is disconnected. Fantastic. I'll start with Rashford. I think I'm going to give him a 6. I think first half I felt sorry. Obviously, he should have scored that chance, but bar that chance, he had absolutely no service whatsoever. He was up against 3 defenders. I think second half when he went left wing and Pogba that came on, Rashford was very effective. I thought he caused them a lot of problems. He did that thing when he had that chop, and me and Adam were like, why did you pass it? You just had to lay someone off, and he would have scored. He shot and hit the defender. If you just lay someone off, they've got a chance of scoring. So I don't know if 6 is generous, but I'm just going to give him a 6. I think he worked his socks off, and he's an absolute legend off the pitch, so I'll give him benefit of doubt. I'm going to give him a 6.
Nice as well.
Probably a bit generous, to be honest, but it's what it is. Adam, what have you given Rashford?
Yeah, he was our only outlet, really. He had a couple of good shots, but yeah, his decision making sometimes today was just weird. It was like he had Dan James in his brain. I don't know what was going on. So, but yeah, I gave him a 6 as well because it wasn't his. Don't really think it was his fault. His service was just non-existent as well. So yeah, 6 for me.
Okay, Vas, what have you given Rashford?
I'll give him a 5. I don't think it was that. Not his usual standard, but then what you guys saying about the service, that does make sense. There's nothing from behind, like from Bruno or anyone like that. But Bruno wasn't getting the ball anyway, so he can't really provide anything. So you pretty much have to go and make something happen yourself, which you can see he was trying to do, but usually as someone like Martial, where he lays the ball, does that 1-2 and he makes something out of something. So he didn't have that as well. He can't do it on James. Sorry?
I think that was a problem today as well. So he's trying to create something for himself where really he should be looking for that final pass to definitely score. Whereas he
laid someone off about 2-3 times, man.
That's the thing, isn't it? His decision making is really bad, man. He needs to sort that out quickly because you can't keep on doing that. Because I can't remember what game it was, but he had about 3-4. Was it Newcastle when he had a couple of chances and he eventually scored right at the end?
It was Newcastle.
You can't against top teams
and
like
PSG.
Chelsea. You can't do this. You can't do this. Yeah, even PSG. You can't keep on doing that, man. You got to be clinical. If you're going to be like a striker for United, you got to be clinical. And you can't just keep on defending him for that as well. So,
I think 6 is probably a bit generous from us. But Flores, what are you giving him?
I think that's very generous. I mean, a 6 in today's game. Even though I do think he does need to improve his decision making. I don't think it's as bad as it's made out at times, but he don't help himself. But today he had the one clear-cut chance. And he should have bagged that. So for that, I have to give you a 4. Because if you score that, and we're doing these player ratings, I'm giving you an 8 or 9. Because I'm saying in the moment, even though you weren't good, you bagged the goal like PSG. When it came, obviously he had more, but he scored the winning goal in that moment. He'd already wasted a couple of chances. But in set games, you might only get one shot. And he missed it. So I have to give him a 4. Because if you score that, we win the game.
Yeah, and I think 6 is a bit general. I think 5 is about right, give or take. But listen, let's move on to the substitutes. And then, of course, we'll have our say on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm sure everyone's got an opinion on him today. All right, we'll start with Paul Pogba first and foremost. He came on the 55th minute, so he's had about 40 minutes, give or take, because obviously with a stoppage time. So there's enough to give him a rating. I'm going to give him a 6. I thought Pogba, when he came on, we started controlling the game completely. Now, don't get me wrong. He didn't have an instant impact. He didn't obviously, break them down or lock the doors, so to speak. But he was just quality. The way he was holding the ball, he made a couple of defensive tackles as well. I just think what Oli did well today was playing Pogba in the right position.
I give him credit for that.
You've seen him running into the box, and I've got to give credit to Oli for that. But I think Pogba, I just wanted that final key ball to unlock the door, so to speak. But overall, because he went on for long enough for me to be too critical of him, I don't think he really did anything wrong. And he definitely helped us control the game for a large period. So I'll give him a 6. Adam, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'll put a 6 as well. I just want to highlight the difference in quality when he came onto the pitch with that. Do you remember that touch? I think it was out from De Gea or something, where he did that gorgeous touch.
Shoulder when he's getting pulled back as well.
Yeah, I know. I remember what you're talking about. Just for that, he's just got an extra point on my thing. Yeah. That was
pulled out the sky, man.
different. Yeah.
That is just quality. I just wanted to mention that. But again, I've given him a 6 for the basically same reasons as Usmaan. I can't say much more.
Yeah, what are you going for Pogba?
Yeah, 6 as well, I think, because I mean, yeah, he did. There was a difference. But the thing is, I noticed when he comes onto the pitch later, when he comes on as a substitute, I think Oli gives him a more advanced role, because I think it's like yeah, obviously he's bringing him on to make a difference. So he believes in him that he can actually create something, which he actually does do when he comes on. There's a shift in something. I don't know whether the players look at him and think, oh, Pogba's coming on. So it gives him that kind of extra boost and he's deadly in the final third. Like not mainly that finishing wise, but the presence of his. The presence is what kind of helps him a lot, and then players feed off that as well. So yeah, he had that. He came on, like obviously there was him and obviously Cavani came at the same time. So I gave him a 6 for that. I think he played alright, but I don't know. I think next game he might need to start for me. I think we can't go too safe as well.
Yeah, no, especially against RB, I'm expecting a change in formation. I think Liverpool just scored as well to make it 2-1.
Manager,
great. What are you going for Pogba?
Yeah, he was decent when he came on. Obviously, we mentioned that touch that he did, but I'm still expecting you to come on and be the game changer, create something, score a goal. We know, to me, you're the most talented player we have. I don't think he was bad, but you couldn't. As poor as you were always going to be better than what was on the pitch. So I'd give him a 5. I'd say he was okay. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't like, wow. I'd say a 5.
Okay, fair enough. Staying with you, Flawless, what are you going for? Cavani obviously came on at the same time.
Cavani actually looked bright. Like, he looked sharp. When he came on, he created 2 chances. Obviously, Thiago Silva blocked the one, the flick around the corner, and that's the whole point of when we're speaking about Rashford with no service. Cavani barely got service. It's not like that cross from Bruno was a fantastic cross, or the one from Greenwood. He just gambled across the front. So I have to give him a 6. I'd give him a 6.
I just have to do something behind your back.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic point, man. He literally made a chance out of nothing, man. Both.
Yeah, 2, created 2. Because even the Greenwood one you look at, it's not like Greenwood's picked him out. Greenwood's just step over cross, and he's just rushed across the net. He gambled across the net post. I respect that.
That's the difference, because obviously he's got that elite movement in it that we spoke about when we first signed him. I think for me personally, I've given him a 5 just because I just don't think he had enough impact as I would like. But I hear what you say. I just don't think I can give him a 6 because obviously, the first one would have been finished out would have been bad, but I just think he didn't do enough in the game for me personally. But I do agree. He did give us something different, so I'm happy to see that. It's just a shame they don't put any quality crosses in the air because he'll actually win the air.
When Tellez is back, man. When Tellez is back.
They need to get Tellez bloody on the pitch, man. But yeah, I've gone for a 5. Adam, what have you got?
I've marked him up because he actually exceeded my expectations when he came on, because I've been quite... He did, honestly. I don't think Cavani was a good signing. I don't think he'll do well. I don't think he'll score more than 10 goals. I really don't like him at all. Liked him 5 years ago. I don't like him now. But he changed. He changed the game, I suppose. He got on the end. It's really showing me the difference between Rashford in strike and then a striker in strike. You know what I mean? Because Rashford didn't what's the word? Sort of creating chances out of nothing, if you know what I mean. Rashford sort of has to have it sort of put on a plate, I suppose, with Mata passing it directly on a plate into him for him to go have his shot, whereas Cavani created chances for himself. So I've actually given him a 6.
I think
created chances in terms of his movement, so he moved and he created the space when the cross came in to nearly score. That's what I'm on about. Whereas Rashford didn't have that movement. But I've given him a 6 because he basically exceeded my expectations. So fair play. I'm actually a bit excited about this much more from here, but I'm a bit excited to see what he does next. Not saying that I want Ighalo over Cavani, but
sounds like what you're trying to say, Steve. It sounds like you're trying to say Ighalo over Cavani, and
we'll pretend it's not it. What are you going for Cavani?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 6. Just that movement, but when the Bruno passed him and he tried to flick it into the goal. That movement before, he checked back, he came forward, checked back, and then came forward again. He was like, the defender didn't know where to go. I mean, it was just beautiful to watch that, and it's nice to see that kind of, like you said, a top striker. And that was another one that I didn't want Cavani at all. You know that, Usmaan. I didn't want him, but you know what? I want to get proved wrong by this guy, man. I just got a good feeling to buy him. Hopefully, I do. I actually want to get proved wrong, but yeah, I saw enough. I mean, even the other chance, it was a good block, and it was a good defensive block. You couldn't do anything else. It was going in. So yeah, happy days.
I now want to put out there that I didn't realise Was had the same thought as me, so I am now pro Cavani. I think he was a brilliant signing.
Poor Ali.
I'm coming to Manchester. Lockdown or no lockdown, I'm coming to Manchester, yeah?
Right, okay, let's move on to Mason Greenwood. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We're just going to give him a 5 because he was on the pitch for 10 minutes, so what else can you give him? All right, it's finishing off with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Of course, this is your guys' opportunity, to give your thoughts on Oli and his team selection, his tactics, what he changed, etc. I kind of heard what Adam's already said and Was. So Flawless, we'll start with you, bro. Obviously, your rating and you're just obviously the reasons for it. So
the rating, I'd probably give him a 5. It was an okay performance. Shout out my boy Loza just there in the background and that. You know what I'm saying? He's getting on camera. You want to say hello to the people on camera?
What's going on, people?
Guy, innit?
What's going on, people? What going on, guys? Are you good?
Yes, brother, you good?
You said yes, brother, you good?
Yeah. Everyone's smiling, man. I've got that effect on people, you see. So everyone is smiling. Even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I've got Man United supporters smiling. It's a good thing.
Gone, mate. He said
the smile's gone now, innit? That's what I said, innit?
Okay.
But Ollie's performance, I suppose it was an okay performance because overall we were very good defensively and very bad offensively. So in the middle, that's okay. And the result was okay. So he could have been, I liked his subs. He brought on Pogba. He played Pogba higher up the pitch. He brought on Cavani at the right time. He brought on Greenwood a little bit too late. So it's a mixed bag. So I'd say, 5.
Okay,
Was that high?
Assessment. I'd probably agree with everything you said, to be honest. I think that he got it completely wrong in the first half. Completely wrong. Like,
He got it completely wrong.
I said as soon as I see the lineup, Martin, this is not the game for James and Matt. I said straight away. Like, you've got to pick and choose the games. The Newcastle game, because they're going to give us time on the ball. Obviously, for some reason, they gave us a lot of space as well, where James could hurt him. But Ollie got the tactics wrong first half, but second half, he rectified it within 10 minutes. I thought it was brilliant. This change the system. Pogba was further up the pitch, and obviously Cavani substitute nice and early. Greenwood one, I agree. I thought that should have came on like 75th minute or 70th minute latest. He brought him on at the 82nd, I think. So I'm going to give him a 6 just because it's give or take average. Obviously, I've done a 6 generous. I'll give him a 6. I think it was okay as well at home. It's nothing special. What do you reckon?
I wrote a 4 first because I think he gave too much respect to the Chelsea team, which isn't the same as it was now that it's under Lampard. But one thing I always criticised about Ollie, which really pissed me off, was his in-game management. But he got that right today, so I'll put it up to a 5.
Okay, fair. I don't think I can disagree with that. What have you gone for, Ollie?
Yeah, I've gone for a 5. Adam, lightning strikes twice, bro. 5 as well.
5's all round.
Yeah. I mean, first off, you got that wrong. But the other thing is, like, at half time, I was expecting a change because I think she should have taken James off at half time, personally. And because that was a mistake where you can't keep James and Mata on there as well. I think maybe Greenwood should have come on earlier. But other than that, I like what he did with Pogba and Cavani. I just kind of give that input, that kind of drive when they came on as well. So I think 5 is just about right with Ali. But he judged the game wrong as well. I think he did exactly the same what he did with Newcastle. So he needs to change it a bit as well. He's not reading the team that's that he's playing against as well. Because Newcastle are totally different to Chelsea in it. But I think Chelsea totally parked the bus, which probably wasn't expecting. So 5.
Yeah, I'm massively surprised that they parked the bus that much in the second half. I thought they'd come after us because
they bricked it. I think they bricked it.
It seemed like a bit of an not open game, cagey game first half, and they could have definitely caused us problems.
It felt like a cagey game the whole game. Like I said, I think I said this on previews that I did. Yeah, even though everybody was talking about both defenses are weak, it was a big game. Neither manager wanted to lose because it's this early. And look how our fan base is going on and we drew. Imagine we would have lost this game, how wild it would have been. Imagine how wild it would have been for the Chelsea fans if we would have beat them. So I expected Cade, not this cautious, but I expected a more cautious game.
Yeah.
But I think we should have gone a little bit further.
Oh yeah, we should have went a bit more
because we're at home as well.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Attacked a bit more, but
yeah. That's Ollie for you though. That's why I was like, it's going to be. He's not going to want to lose because he knows he is a couple bad results away from Ollie out trending and it being a massive. It's already a big talking point anyway. Look what happened after the Spurs and Crystal Palace games. It's like, is he good enough for the job? United have been speaking with Poch. He knows he's 2 or 3 bad results away from that type of pressure. He's under immense pressure.
Lampard is as well. Lampard is the same boat, isn't it, really?
And that's my point. Is that's why neither of them wanted to lose. Yes, I agree.
Lampard doesn't get it as much as Ollie.
Yeah, because he's just not at a big club. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. A bigger club, isn't it?
He's at a big club, and you're under immense pressure. Not that Chelsea ain't a big club. No. I'm not saying Chelsea ain't. I'm just saying being a manager of Manchester United is different. Being a manager of Manchester United is different. You know what I'm saying? It's very just different, the pressure.
No, absolutely. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. He's going to constantly be under pressure. But the second half, for me personally, showed a bit of positives in terms of changing system. Hopefully, it can be a bit more positive in the RB Leipzig and Arsenal game come next week. Give a bit of a high rating. But anyways, listen, just to say a massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in. As always, make sure you comment your play ratings, who your man of the match was, and obviously drop a like and subscribe on the channel. Shout out to our guests as always. Just before we go, Flawless, obviously you went slightly late. Who's your man of the match?
That's a tough question, You know what? It has to be one of the defenders. I'd probably go with Harry Maguire,
All right.
Get me? The header that you went for Lindelof would have been. It was between those two. It's the header that Maguire took off Pulisic when he was flying in. I think it was at the back. Hey,
that's what Maguire does.
It didn't get given.
Just smashed my head off the plate.
Yeah, see that? There you go, innit? That's the universe telling you not to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that is.
That's what Maguire did. Okay, never mind.
He got away with it. Thiago Silva, that was a penalty on Rashford. But Thiago Silva was there man of the match. It's soft, but it's a penalty.
Yes,
he's kicked him. Because if that happens in the center circle, the ref blows up for that. It's just typical inconsistent VAR.
Stay on, Flawless. Stay on.
It's so soft. Listen, we'll leave that for another show. I do not think
he's quickly leggy as well.
Let us know down below if it's a pen. Earlier, you guys were saying it's not a pen, so I don't want you to change your minds right now. But listen, as always, show the boys love. We'll be back tomorrow with a podcast, I believe. If not, we'll catch you on Monday for the Rival podcast, which should be a good show. It's been your host, Usmaan. Peace.
Salute.